Hello everyone, it's Melanie here. It's been a while. It's been a really hectic few weeks with university visits, lots of work. My asthma has been incredibly bad, so I spend most of the time really quite out of breath. So not really enough breath to do a video. It's still a bit bad, it's a little bit better. Thanks to the good old steroids that I've been put on, so hopefully this is just going to improve. And yeah, but I'm feeling quite well despite the shortness of breath, so I hope you excuse I sound like I've just ran to the table to tell you about something really exciting. Literally nothing I can do about, but it sounds already a lot better than it did, so you can probably imagine what it was like. So I haven't done a video yet about my July ambitions and sort of a review of the June ambitions, so I thought what I'm going to do, since July is already halfway through, talk a little bit about my ambitions for July and August together. The summer is always a really tricky time for me. The falling out of the routine of everyone going to work at uni, my husband, and go to school, the child, and me having like a day where I can split my time between my work and family because everyone's gone and I know I have to do my work, and then any time that I don't work I can do something else. It sort of goes a little bit out of the window, and I want to treat myself a little bit gentler this year than I've done in previous years, where I make big plans for the summer and then I don't do them and I feel really awful, and then I start the autumn feeling a little bit depressed and sad and mad at myself. And I don't want to do that this year. This year I want to be a little bit more conscious that it is okay that I struggle with the change in routine, and it's okay that I sometimes have days where I feel a little bit lost in terms of like, should be doing something, don't quite know. But I also don't want to have like a summer where I don't plan anything, because if I don't plan anything, I will do nothing. And so I do have some things that I want to do that are in line with my overall ambition. So let's review my June goals. June has been a mixed month in terms of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do sew 2 blouses and a pair of trousers. I have sewn 2 blouses, one for myself and one for the husband. I shall insert the pictures here. I'm really pleased with both of them. In fact, the one that I made for myself has become one of my most worn garments. Even though the weather isn't that great, I'm putting cardigan on top and with jeans, and I just love it so much. I love the fabric, I love the print, I love the color, I love everything about it. My husband also really loves his shirt. It's an African wax fabric in Ankara that I had from the quilting festival from last year. And and so I used that for him, and I think it suits him really well. He loves wearing it, and he's sort of over like I want to say the last 5 years, he's sort of transitioned out of a t-shirt wearer into more of a shirt wearer. If you would have told me that like 10 years ago, I would have not believed you. My husband never wore a shirt unless it was a wedding or a funeral, but now he wears shirts a lot, and he loves the shirts that I make him. So there's definitely a plan of making more. I find it sometimes a little bit tricky getting good fabrics for men that are not just the plains and the stripes, but that are not, he doesn't mind it if it's like more feminine. One of the shirts that I made him is a very like floral pattern, but some fabrics are just too florally, and so I'm looking for some kind of more, personally I also like it more geometric kind of fabrics. So you have to come across it. I hope when I go to the quilting festival here in Birmingham in August, which is like literally a few weeks away, and I will maybe come across a few, but we shall see. I don't have too much plans of buying fabric unless I see something that is chef's kiss, you know, that kind of thing. So I wanted to finish a pair of socks in June, and I did. I finished, in fact, 2 pair of socks, and I started on my jumper, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And I wanted to crochet around sticks. I did try, I found these lovely sticks in Borth in Wales on the beach. And I actually went for wrapping them. I really like it. The colors remind me of Wales, and you know, and it's just sort of like, I have this one and I've made another one as well. And this is just such a lovely, quick kind of craft to do. And it has such impact. I really like it. I know this is not going to be everyone's tea, you know, just, you know, like see, you know, but I love these sticks because it almost looks a bit like bone, and I do quite like, that's my sort of aesthetic, I suppose. And I really like it. I'm enjoying it. I love looking at it. I love touching it. Yeah, so when I go back to Wales, I will look for more sticks. I have this idea of creating like a whole wall of them, of like more straighter sticks that are sort of connected to each other, and then that like become a wall hanging. So yeah, so that's the dream at the moment. But yeah, so I did that. I definitely kept up with Pilates, and my Pilates teacher is now on maternity leave, but I'm doing it online from home. And I'm doing my 2 sessions a week pretty religiously. And next week I'm going to up it to 3. And I've been doing that despite the asthma not being that great. So that just shows how absolutely committed I am to it. I cannot be without it now. Love it. The walk, not so good. You know, I didn't really manage. It's like, it's weird. I know I have to walk. But the thing is, you know, and I shall blame my asthma on this, you know, it's easier to do the Pilates at home than to go for a walk when your asthma is bad. It just is like that. I feel very self-conscious living in a bigger body. If I huff and puff on a walk out and about, people will judge me, not knowing what's going on. They will judge me that I'm huffing and puffing because I'm living in a bigger body. And you know, and whilst maybe they don't, but I just don't want to encounter it. So I really struggled with that. I have been fairly good with my protein and fiber intake, I would say. I'm quite proud of that. And the water has been fairly good, with the exception of a few days when I was working and I was so sucked in that I completely forgot to drink, you know, the whole day. And then I sat at dinner and I was like, why is the head hurting so much? And it was because of that, because I was just so absorbed. I didn't drink anything. The writing, because of everything going on, I did write, but not as much as I wanted. I also had, I was supposed to visit a mosque, and I was like one of those days where I just had such an epic fail of a day. You know, went to the mosque. I was really excited. I've never been inside a mosque, and it's for my book that I'm writing. And show up, and the guy who's supposed to give me the tour doesn't show. People at the mosque are very apologetic, and you know, but you know, it wasn't to be. But then I went back home, and you know, like had a few kind of scary moments waiting at the bus stop. But I thought, is this guy trying to mug me? Is he not trying to mug me? I think he was thinking about it, but thankfully the bus came, and you know, it was one of those, you know, like lots of niggly things, you know, like, you know, not the end of the world that the guy who was supposed to give me the tour forgot. Not great, but not the end of the world. You know, the bus thing, yeah, you know, nothing happened, was weird, felt threatening, but you know, nothing bad happened, you know. But then it's just like, you know, so it was one of those days, and then the whole week was a little bit like that. And so yeah, you know, sometimes it is just like that. But so yeah, the writing has taken a little bit of a hit. Was also a few days in a bit of a mood, you know. how you sometimes are. Don't really quite know why, but suddenly you're in a mood. Maybe it's just me. And, you know, obviously you all know that the YouTube thing twice a week, that did not happen. And neither did writing on Ko-fi. That did not happen either. So, but we're moving on. We're moving on. Now let's talk about my gentle July and August ambitions. My plan is to sew what takes my fancy. So I don't want to make a plan and then not do it. So right now I'm working on a prototype for a shoulder bag for the teenager. They have seen a bag online that they like from a fast fashion brand. It costs like £15, that bag. I mean, seriously, you know what? You know, I'm considering knowing how long it will take me to make it, you know. If you only paid me £15, if I were to charge for it, I would be very upset because the fabric costs more than that. So I have lots of leftover fabrics and, you know, and it has stars on it. So we've cut them out of jeans. So this is going to be the first thing that I'm going to do when I'm done here is I'm going to use some nice thread. A friend of mine, I've shown it in a video, got me some lovely thread. So I'm going to use that to zigzag the stars on. So this is the side panels. The bag itself, I designed it myself, has inside lining, which I'm going to use. I have a remnant of this fabric. I'm going to use that as the lining. As I said, this is going to be a prototype. It's still going to be a usable bag, but you know, the teen doesn't like those colors. So we will get fabric, you know, that they like. We've seen on, I think it was Dalston Mills, some sort of purpley corduroy that's a bit more thicker, like a canvasy type, so quite strong. And the interior, we haven't decided yet, but it might just be a thicker linen fabric. And it has an inside, like two inside pockets. It has on the outside two pockets on the sides where you can, like, you know, slip your key in or whatever. Also on the actual bag, I want to put inside a ring where they can clip on their key so they can find it and don't always just like, oh yeah, mother is home. I can just knock or ring the doorbell because I'm tired of it. You know, I've opened the door for them for a long time. I'm done, kind of, you know. So yeah, so that's some of the, you know, like immediate thing. I have some fabrics and some patterns and some stuff that I want to do. I want to continue working on my quilt, but I don't want to make a plan. I want to sew what takes my fancy. And yeah, and that is my summer plan. I just know that I want to sew. So I have the machine out and the machine stays out, and I will just sew as much as I can when I can. I've started knitting on my jumper, and I've just seen that my stitch saver has fallen off somewhere. So it's a top down jumper, as you can see, and it's sort of a scrappy one. And you know, so I've used this yarn here. I've some left because I will use that to begin on the sleeves. And then I'm currently using this one, and I'm using leftover wool from socks to kind of knit along. And I think it creates a really lovely texture and thickness as well. So I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm currently watching Hinterland again. I quite like that series, and my brain is very much all in Wales at the moment. So I like to watch things that are set in Wales. You know, I get these phases. So I'm watching Hinterland again. If you don't know Hinterland, it's a BBC Wales drama that is about, oh, I want to say 8 years old now, about a police DI, or like I think was he a chief inspector? I don't know. He comes to Aberystwyth, and he is heading up the, you know, like serious crimes unit there, investigating murders and stuff like that. and we know that something has happened in his past. He's a little bit, let's say, sad. And the crimes are quite interesting. It's a very moody show. And the location scouting, though, for it is top notch. The guy who did the location scouting for that series, he deserved an award. He didn't get one, but he deserved one, because location scouting is absolutely brilliant. Wales is beautiful anyway, but to find kind of like good locations, good interiors, obviously with a show like that, you don't really build much sets. Most of it will be on location. And he did an excellent job. Quite often with these kind of dramas, they're over stylized, and I find the kind of realistic depictions of how people live, just, kind of nice. But I'm digressing from what I'm talking about. So yeah, anyway, so I'm working on that jumper. Obviously, this is gonna take a while. I mean, this is not, it's not a super slow one, because it is usually like, this is like a double knit, and this is a fingering weight, so it's slightly thicker than DK, but it still takes a while. And I got sent this beautiful sock wool from a friend. It's a German brand, and they went into their local wool shop and saw it, and they know it's German, and so they just picked one up in colors that they think I like and send it to me, and I'm very, very grateful. You know who you are. So, I will be knitting, I will be casting on some socks. I always like now having some socks on the go. For example, yesterday I picked up the kid from school and I was there too early. If I would have had a sock already cast on in my bag, I could have knitted in the car. And I like socks for that. So I'm going to cast them on later. And that's really what I want to do. As I said, my Pilates is important to me, so I'm continuing. I've started with the online sessions at the full session 1, and I'm going to work my way through. And the plan is to add at least 1 or 2 express sessions to it in a week. So I want to get to a point by the end of the summer where I do Pilates either in a full session or a shorter session every day. Will I do it? I don't know, but I would like to, because I sleep better when I do Pilates. I'm more emotionally balanced when I do Pilates. I ache less when I do Pilates. I mean, I ache from the Pilates, but you see not the other aches so much. Yeah, so I think it's good. I obviously want to show up here on YouTube. I had like an influx of new followers, which was very exciting. I was like on 25 for absolutely ages, and now there's over 60 of you, and there's people I don't know. So I went from 25 that I all knew to over 60 where I don't know people. So that's really fun, I enjoy that. I remember the thrill from when I had a YouTube channel for books, just books, and I know the thrill, and it's nice, I appreciate all of you. So I want to do videos, and I obviously want to be better at filming some process videos and vlogging, but I just can try and do it and accept if it's not working out, and it's meant to be fun, right? And then I've also signed up my like long-term online friend, Susanna Conway, who runs online courses. She's doing an free online course for people who either have an online business or who are thinking about having an online business. And I'm always dabbling with this idea of what could I do as an online business kind of thing. And so I'm doing it. Her courses, and I've done loads of them over the years, are always good. And this one is a free offering. I shall link it below. If you are interested, it's just a series of emails and worksheets. I always get something out of it every single time I do one of her courses. And And so I decided to do it because, I mean, it's free. I mean, you don't even have to think twice about it, you know. So yeah, I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it, and I shall continue. I probably will sew on those stars now, and then once I've done that, I shall put that aside for today and cast on the socks, and continue knitting on my jumper while watching Hinterland. Already done loads today, so I feel I can just chill a little bit. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Let me know if you have any crafting plans for the summer, or if you find it a little bit difficult over the summer as well. I never used to be a person who knits in the summer, and you know, but then again, it is not really hot at the moment. I'm not sure if I would knit on the jumper if it was 30 degrees. I might knit on the socks, but maybe not on the jumper. But it is not 30 degrees. In fact, I'm sitting here with this cardigan that I made myself a while back, and a really quite a thick top, and yeah, and I'm cold. I'm feeling a little bit cold sitting here, you know. So yeah, the house I think is 18 Celsius at the moment, which, you know, when you sit for a while you feel it, you know. Anyway, I shall leave you there, and I'll speak to you all very soon, and take care. Bye bye.